I'm AJ Green. You're watching NFL in London.
All right, the podcast is now starting. Start the podcast first.
Drop that beat.
And here comes the beat, everybody. Hey, it's Wayne Ryan, NFL in London. It's the Week 3 preview. That's right, we're going to preview everything that's going on for Week 3 in the NFL.
This is where I love Week 3, right? Because Week 3 is where people start, real opinions start getting made about the league. Right?
Well, you start seeing...
Because when if your team's 0-3, you're just you're looking at a shitstorm, right?
Yeah.
But then again, there were teams it's interesting. I think the Dolphins last year were 3-0.
Yeah.
So lots of things could change. You know, there's some crazy teams that are still undefeated. The Lions are undefeated. Bills are undefeated.
It's only 2 games, but yeah, third game.
It's now where people start forming an opinion, but they're not necessarily right yet.
Well, we're right.
Because apparently no one does any practicing or preseason work. So I guess the first 4 weeks are just practice.
It
the
is
new
just
preseason.
Getting ready for the big games.
Because that could be the new thing, right? Imagine in a couple of years where all the best teams just everyone just stinks
until the first 5 games,
right? And then week 6, people are just dropping dimes everywhere.
Well, if they open to an 18-game schedule, it'll be interesting to see.
No, they're never gonna do that.
Yeah, I think if they'll cut, they want to cut the preseason. If they cut the preseason and then open it up,
risk of injury. I guess you get paid more, right? You get paid more games. You make more money.
But you're always going to have risk of injury in a 17-game season. We've already seen that with people already.
No, but the thing is, the only problem I have is if you change that, then all the records are done. Right?
Yeah.
Records don't count anymore. So if you go to 18
well, there just has to be an asterisk saying...
I guess it would just have to be
2021.
18-game schedule record. So every 16-game record now would just be Bible, in the gospel. They can't be changed.
Yeah.
Like the American Constitution, it just can't be
never
changed.
be changed.
Ever be edited.
It can just be interpreted differently. Speaking of different interpretations, Antonio Brown has been cut by the New England Patriots. The drama is over.
It's over.
Is it?
I feel like we've all just yielded the storm. Been like, all right, let's just get through this storm. All right, it's gonna be over right now, and I feel like we're finally over with it now. I don't think anyone's gonna sign Antonio Brown after sending intimidating text messages.
No.
And just Bill Belichick walking out of his press conference after 3 minutes. It's just anything that pisses Bill Belichick off, I'm usually okay with.
Yeah,
Except
I'm happy.
This one. This is usually the one that actually, because it's pissing everyone off.
Sure.
And I think he just was like, that's it, I'm done with this. Bill Belichick does not answer questions from peasants in the peanut gallery. You know what I mean?
The drama is just exacerbated far too long. This whole thing, we've all been involved in this soap opera for the 100th anniversary of the NFL.
I think everyone is happy about this except Antonio Brown.
And he's gonna feel it now that he's not making the money. Because he lives a lifestyle of money.
He might just go on a murder spree. You don't know with Antonio Brown what he's gonna do.
Or reality TV spree.
Antonio Brown is completely unpredictable.
No, he's unhinged.
So you just have no idea what he could do.
But now that he's not,
you're taking away his money and his livelihood and his game.
Yeah.
It's a little worrisome. I probably won't do anything.
No.
But Antonio Brown was given this amazing opportunity, and he threw it away. He went the diva route.
Yeah.
And sometimes the diva route ends up biting you in the ass.
It does.
And I think he just proved. I think guys like Odell are now just I'm going to maybe tone it down.
I'm just going to shut up for a little bit.
Just a tiny bit. Yeah. Antonio Brown has now showed me, all right, here's the ceiling. Here's what I know I don't do. I'll just do a little thing.
Yeah, he shattered the glass ceiling, but also he shattered a lot of things, and good riddance.
Good riddance.
I don't really care.
Even though he's on one of my fantasy teams and it's decimating to my team.
Yeah,
I'm more willing to have him out of the league because of how annoying he's been than to have him on my fantasy team.
I think we all appreciate that you're getting.
And it makes my team less dirty. You know what I mean? It does. Now I feel like I have AJ Green on my bench. When he comes back, he'll slot right in.
Sure.
I think I was planning on this. I had a premonition. But I'd rather win the league without Antonio Brown.
I think anyone would. I think when you got a piece of crap like that on there, it's nice to be done with. It's like when you get some sort of stomach flu, and then you just finally pass that last milky, wet bowel movement.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what
he's
we
done.
Right now.
He's done. The bowel movement is done.
But I think we'll see him next year. I think a year off will get him to think about what happened, and then he's going to have to work on a prove-it deal. But the real question is, will he take less? Will that ego allow him to take what, $5 million a year contract?
Yeah.
Like,
I say he never plays in the NFL again.
oof.
Never in the NFL.
Hot take. Hot take.
Maybe XFL, but he'll never play in the NFL again. The XFL will woo him, try to get it. They don't mind people that are dicks.
No, I don't know. He's not going to play for the XFL. Like,
If no one in the NFL,
I know, but he's not. Well, maybe, I guess if they
I think
pay
we're
him
starting to hear the rumors now that people are saying that he'll never play again. There was Sports Illustrated, a few other people said he'll never play in the NFL again. The NFL is sick of him.
But didn't the XFL...
The NFL, the league, is sick of him.
But didn't the XFL say they don't want anyone with records?
Well, I think they said, bring your records. Come on. That's a record
I don't think
party.
they did. I think they were genuinely trying to be like, this is about America and family values, and we're that type of league. That's why no like kneeling.
Well, family values, including showing tits
like
or
no
whatever.
kneeling and stuff like that. So I don't even know if they'll take him, and I don't think he would go to that league.
I think if it comes down to money.
He would see that as beneath him.
If it comes down to money, he's going to do whatever happens. But I don't think anyone in the NFL is going to want to touch him ever again.
Good riddance.
You know, it's
and good riddance that we hopefully never have to talk to him about him again.
So I mean, you know, people won't take Colin Kaepernick back, and all he did was kneel. This guy's done way worse.
And he's gonna come back next year. I bet you he'll be back.
Kaepernick? No.
No, not Kaepernick.
No. Okay. Yeah, I don't think AB will be back. Let's go into some of our games now. We'll talk about some of the games we'll go through. We'll give you some betting predictions. Hey, if you want to watch the games, we're going to be at Belushi's Hammersmith this week, guys. Belushi's Hammersmith is the best sports bar West London.
It was really cool.
22 TVs. They have Game Pass. They have Red Zone. They have a huge projector screen
and a really cool like stadium seating.
Yeah, the stadium projector. The stadium seating is really awesome. The wings. We showed our age there. We got 100
wings. Which, when you're like now 40 in your 40s,
yeah,
100 wings is horrifying.
Oh,
like,
it is.
If I was 25 and that came in front of me, I would have just been like,
well, we gave them.
I would have been like, a tear would have came to mind. I'd be like, this is one of the greatest nights.
We
of my
did
life.
give them to the Patriots fans, or a bunch of guys.
Well, we should never.
University.
First of all, I did not agree to that. I would have vetoed that.
No, I know you did. But those
you gave them to.
I did. They were guys in their 20s, and they loved them. They hate them all.
Of course they did. Of course they did. Because everything comes up fucking rainbows and sunshine when you're a Patriots fan.
Ryan's,
you even get free wings.
You're simmering. You'll be simmering till next week.
Shame on you.
Speaking of shame, Cincinnati Bengals, Buffalo Bills. Let's get into the shame.
There's no
shame. Cincinnati 0-2, Buffalo 2-0. Josh Allen's been improving. Will he torch the Cincinnati team? Cincinnati has been able to put up some big points on some other defenses. Will that hold true? Will Andy Dalton be able to do it? And will Cordy Glenn be back in their O-line?
Wow.
Because if he's not, it's going to be a real problem for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, this is an interesting game because Devin Singletary is going to be out for the Bills. So Frank Gore, the ancient one, the inconvenient truth, is going to be running all day. So just to see what he can do, I think the fact that this is the Bills' home opener, and a home opener coming off of 2-0, that place is going to be insane.
Yeah.
People are going to be putting through tables.
Oh yeah, they'll be shoveling snow through their noses. Yeah, there's going to be so many table smashings in there. And unfortunately, it's inevitable so someone dies in this or gets paralyzed. Well, I thought they banned all the Buffalo
No,
throwing.
you can't stop this. You can't. It's like the war on drugs. You know, you can only try to contain it.
Yeah.
And that's why they should have like how Vancouver has like
shoot up safe zone.
Shoot up
just
safe
a table zone.
Just a table zone. Just nothing but tables.
You can be on fentanyl and throw.
You got to sign a waiver.
Yeah.
Sign a waiver before you go in. And just let them
go. Just throw the people through the tables.
Sign a waiver if you're willing to risk paralysis. Then, but anyway, back to the game. I think this is a great opportunity. The Bills go 3-0 to face New England in Buffalo.
Yeah.
They have 5 of the next 6 at home. This is a massive opportunity to kind of pad some wins now, like especially because the second half is going to be much tougher. If you're like 6-2, that is massive. I think losing Singletary hurts, but Frank Gore will do all right. I think. But I think this is just going to be Josh Allen. He's going to be throwing it. I think John Brown has looked really good. Cole Beasley's looked good. This is just an improved Buffalo team. I'm not getting too excited because this is the exact type of game the Bills could blow and have blown in the last 20 years I've watched. I think, just Cincinnati's offensive line is just...
It's pretty abysmal,
Swiss cheese. So it's pretty much now going to be... And the Bills have been getting sacks. They've been getting to a lot of pressure on the quarterback. So I think this is going to be an absolute Buffalo win. I think they're going to come out, that home crowd, they're going to win 31-17.
31-17. I have a I also have I have 21-17. Look, Buffalo fans love Andy Dalton. They love the Ginger Ninja because he did a few years ago. And
he will always have a place in our hearts.
And I think Cincinnati is Buffalo's second favorite team. I would for a lot of Buffalo fans because of Andy Dalton getting through, but also they helped with Andy Dalton's charities, and there's a real tie to that. But that being said, though, I think Buffalo...
Because we are a fan base of character, of integrity, Wade.
Yeah, everyone who's been to Buffalo thinks character. I can't wait to get my character out of this town to the next town. But Buffalo, I can see them building a bit of a lead, but they are playing New England next week. So even if they get going...
3-0 versus 3-0.
There is going to be... Maybe New England loses. You don't have my prediction yet. But I think they'll build up a lead, but then they'll let off the gas because they will be looking forward to New England the next week. I have it 21-17.
Yeah,
Buffalo wins. It's a 6-point lead. A 6-point spread with 44 points.
No, I wouldn't touch this game. Even though I picked 31-17, I think it's
6-point spread is a very difficult one in this position. I would say I would.
Well, yeah, it's tough because
Buffalo at home.
Because the way Cincinnati's been passing it this year. Like Andy Dalton's been throwing. He's throwing
he's been torching.
Like 700 yards already. So they can keep it close, and I think Buffalo not having Singletary might hurt him a bit. So it could be close. I'm just going with my heart, and that's a home opener. But yeah, I wouldn't bet that game. 6, that makes me nervous.
Let's go with our heart. The next game, the Denver Broncos 0-2 going into Lambeau. Green Bay Packers are 2-0, but are they really? 7.5-point favorites.
You hater.
I'm a hater.
You're like the way
I believe
am.
Aaron Rodgers is injured. I still believe he's injured.
You're
the
like
third quarter.
I am with the Patriots, except I at least respect the Patriots.
No, I don't.
You don't have any respect.
I respect them for pieces of crap. Look, Aaron Rodgers is hurt. He did not. There was no big downfield plays. After the third quarter, they built up that big lead. They got 21 points, and they didn't do anything after that.
Yeah.
Rodgers could not move the ball after that. Denver, after that ugly game against Chicago, their O-line is ugly. Every play that they ran, 80% of the first down plays they ran were running plays? It was like so predictable. It's like watching this. It was like a 5-year-old playing Madden. But I think Denver really has to come back in this one. 7.5 points is a big spread.
It is a big spread. I think, Green Bay's offense doesn't... If Green Bay's offense was clicking, I would bet that Green Bay would cover this. Because at home, and I think Denver's just... Denver, it's one of those scenes, like, if you're a Denver fan, you got to be like, shit, we need a plan. Because Joe Flacco cannot be the plan. John Elway has failed miserably at getting a quarterback to replace him with Paxton Lynch, Chad Kelly. Well, even though Chad Kelly wasn't really technically it, but everybody's running Case Keenum. It's all just been kind of a disaster since Peyton Manning's left. And I think this is just going to not be an easier game. I think they're going to go 0-3. Mm-hmm. I think Green Bay is going to win this pretty handily, actually. I would definitely take them to cover just because I have no faith in Flacco, and that Green Bay defense looks good. So I'm going to say Green Bay 28-17.
28-17. Okay, so you have them covering the spread. I don't have them covering the spread. I have Green Bay 24, Denver 17. I don't think they're going to cover the 7.5-point spread.
It's a 7 on this, but it's 7.5.
Oh, 7.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah,
even though that's a push.
7-7. So yeah, I've got it as 7 points. But within the range, it was 7.5 when I looked at it this morning. It must have just dropped, so it's 7, or it's down to 7.5. So something must have happened in Denver. But I still have it under, and the over/under is 43, so I have it under that. Look, I think if Aaron Rodgers is hurt, this Denver defense is going to show up and get to him. The thing that's going to be the big factor here is that Green Bay offense, who are amazing. They will get to it.
Let's see. I'm interested. I want to see.
I think the running game will get shut down. The passing game will still be able to open up.
I want to see Green Bay have a big 35-point game, like a real let's see. Aaron
Nobody
Rodgers
wants
is
to
cooking.
see that.
No, but I think right now everyone needs to see that from Aaron Rodgers. Maybe not everyone wants to, but I think we need to see Aaron Rodgers come out of a game where he puts the belts and he just does the old. I think that's Aaron Rodgers. You need to see it right now. We haven't seen him. I think he's like even in fantasy, he's like the 21st ranked.
Yeah, he's not good. You look at his stats and we put them up. He's not that good in it. I would like to see him pull out his wiener and slap it against Matt LaFleur's cheek and leave a mushroom stamp. That's what I would like to see when they argue. But I'm not really into this game. Next game, this one will be interesting. Atlanta Falcons at Indianapolis Colts. Atlanta, hey, your first win. Way to go over the Eagles, who Ryan had to go to the Super Bowl.
Hey, they still could.
Atlanta is 1.5-point favorites. The Colts are 1.5-point favorites in this one. Over/under is 47 points. Darius Leonard, That's going to be the big question. Is he playing?
Oh,
If he is, it's going to
He's
affect.
out. I think he might be out.
So
but
if
I don't
he
know.
is, it's going to affect the whole way that they play. But I see Ebron and Doyle and Mack having a very good game in this one. Atlanta 1-1, Indianapolis 1-1.
Do you like the Colts to win?
I love the Colts to spank the crap out of them.
Really?
Yeah, I've got this Indianapolis winning 34-21.
Wow.
I think Indianapolis is going to put up the lights. It's in a dome.
I
and-
think. Oh, this is an interesting one. This is a tough one because if I'm always going to kind of want to when you get a game like this, go with who has the better quarterback.
Sure.
And if losing a guy like Leonard, it's just like Matt Ryan. He's playing in a dome still, so they work out well. It's going to have him and Julio are clicking this year, so they look. And that was a big win. I think that was just a big confidence win because if Atlanta went 0-2, I think I'd choose Indianapolis. The fact that Atlanta had that last second touchdown to win it is a real confidence booster, and I think it's going to bring them into this week. And I think basically I'm going to go with it's going to be 20. This dollar just ran 24-20.
24-24
for Atlanta. I think
Atlanta.
Atlanta's going to win just because I'm in these situations. I always go with the best quarterback because usually that's what happens.
Okay, well, it's Colts at home, and I think they'll be great. But we'll see what happens with that game. That'll also be on at the Belushi's Hammersmith if you want to come watch it. Hey, here you go. There's the big Sky game this week.
Great game.
The game, Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Is he all that? And Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, he is all that.
That's what they should call this game. Is he all that?
Is he all that game? Well, Baltimore 2-0, Kansas City 2-0, Kansas City 6.5 point favorites in this. Over under of 55 points. That's right. Everyone thinks it's going to be a big score. So is Lamar Jackson real? They struggled against Arizona last week. Arizona, Kyler Murray, who a lot of people, Kyler Murray in the second half has been playing good football. And they've been running the ball. But Mahomes and company and Kelsey, man, they've got some shutdown football.
This is what's either going to happen. Is that the Colts are just going to come
Colts?
out the Colts. The
Ravens.
Chiefs are absolutely going to come out and just spank them, and Lamar Jackson can't keep up. I just don't see Lamar Jackson be able to go toe for toe with Patrick Mahomes.
Well, he doesn't hold the
And
tools.
I think the fact that yes, you only put up, I think it was 23 against Arizona worries me, especially when Mahomes is working it just as well without Tyreek Hill.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they don't have Tyreek Hill maybe makes it a bit closer because Baltimore does have a good defense, but they're a bit injured in the secondary as well, with Jimmy Smith being out. So, but I just don't think. I think Lamar Jackson's been awesome this year. He's been fun, but I think this is his get brought back down to earth game.
Yeah.
I hope not. I hope he goes toe to toe with Mahomes.
Sure.
Because Lamar Jackson being great is good for the NFL.
It's always good.
And it makes Baltimore a watchable team. And I feel like the Russians in Rocky IV.
No.
Where with Baltimore, I was just like, boo. And all of a sudden, Lamar comes in, and now I'm changing. It's like, if you can change,
I can change.
Everyone can change. That's exactly how I feel with the Baltimore. I'm coming around to them.
You are coming around.
But I need Lamar. But I think this is just Chiefs at home. I think it's a big pressure game. I think Lamar knows everyone's expecting him to be able to go toe to toe. I think it's going to cost him and make him make some mistakes early. And Mahomes is just going to pounce on that. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs to cover this. I'm going to say it's going to be 35-27.
35-27. I have it a bit closer. I have the Chiefs winning this one 31. Baltimore 28. I think it's going to be a close game.
I see
Kansas City to build up a big lead first. But I think Lamar Jackson and company, and I think particularly Mark Ingram is going to have a hell of a game because Kansas City has been struggling against a lot of the run. Mark Ingram is going to gauge, just move up on them. But Travis Kelce, Baltimore, I don't think it's been able to stop Kelce. It's going to be very tough.
And no one's ever been able to.
But I have this. It's going to be a great game. We will watch it on the massive projector screen at Belushi. So if you want to come and see that, it's going to be great. Moving to the next one. Hey, Oakland, Minnesota. Minnesota taking one on the chin last week from Green Bay. Oakland winning one in dramatic fashion. But
Oakland lost last week. They won.
They won the first week. So they lost last week.
They got whooped by the Chiefs.
So, but we were able to force Minnesota's able to force some turnovers against Green Bay. But what's going to happen this week? And I mean, you look at Oakland last week. They were up 10-0 on Kansas City before Kansas City was able to come back.
And then Kansas City put up like Mahomes almost threw 300 yards in one quarter.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure.
But this is just one of those like classic Kirk Cousins games where he's just going to probably have a really good game actually at home against the Raiders, a team that they had that excitement because they were all like as a team came together because of Antonio Brown. They're like, we're not going to lose. Also showing Denver's really not that good in the first week, but then just got humbled against the Chiefs last week. Derek Carr looked like he could do nothing. Looks like a guy. You take away his, Tyrell Williams doesn't really have that many weapons.
No.
Like, I think there's Josh Jacobs who's looked really good.
Jacobs should have a good game in this.
But the thing is, I'm gonna go with Dalvin Cook because Dalvin Cook has been just killing it.
He has.
Year. He has been absolutely unstoppable. He looks like a beast, and I think at home with the home crowd against that Oakland defense, he's gonna expose them. I expect a big game from him. I'm playing him in my DFS this week. Top tip from a tournament winner. From a one-time tournament winner.
Yeah.
So take this, get Dalvin Cook, because I think he's just going to continue, especially at home in turf. Running backs like him seem to just light it up. So I think Minnesota's going to win this pretty easily. I'm going to say it's going to be 31-20.
31-20, pretty close to my score, Ryan. I've got a 31-17 for Minnesota. Josh Jacobs having a good game. It is a 9-point spread with a 43-point over/under. That makes it quite an interesting bet, but I don't see them. Well, I've got it 48 points, so I do see them going over.
Yeah, Oakland just doesn't look scary.
No, and I think Minnesota's wanted to come back from that beatdown of Green Bay last week, but they were close enough last week. They actually had Green Bay on the ropes. We move on to the next game. Detroit Lions.
No, we got the Jets.
Oh, sorry. The Jets and Patriots. Really talk about this game. Jets 0-2. New England 2-0. 22 points is the line in this one. 21.5 now.
Well, I wonder if it came down now.
43.5 points over
Antonio Brown.
Well, it was 22 before, so 21.5 now. I don't. AB is 0.5, but they've still
even a more insult to AB. It's like I'm only worth
0.5. 0.5 for the total.
Slap in the face.
And of course, New York Jets bringing Luke Falk.
Ugh.
That's right. Did you pick him up in fantasy? No one did. No one picked up Luke Falk. Trevor Siemian. When you watched that,
even Trevor Siemian is so uninspiring.
Did you watch his ankle?
Oh
my god! When he went down, it was like
it's horrifying.
Oh my god!
This is just. I feel bad. I genuinely do feel bad for Jets fans because I would hate to have to watch this. To watch Luke Falk. You got Le'Veon Bell, this new toy, and he's just basically going to be stuck in the garage the whole entire time, right? Like he's not going to be. He's going to have his couple good games, but I think the thing is Sam Darnold is probably, hopefully, going to get back sooner.
Yeah.
It's mono. I think he'll be fine.
Sure.
I think he'll be back at least 2 weeks before people say he will be. Maybe not next week, but the week after. And I think that gives your season hope. But you have such a tough schedule. You got the Pats two times in the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Either way, you're getting whooped. Because the Pats just own the Jets the way they've owned the whole entire AFC East. Again, this is just going to be an absolute shellacking. Like, Luke Falk is not going to pick apart Bill Belichick's defense.
No.
And Adam Gase is not the offensive genius that he keeps convincing people that he is.
He definitely is not.
Adam Gase is my new Baltimore.
He is. He's your new hatred. You've always hated him, but now you've got a new hatred for him. Look, Bill Belichick always shuts down one player. It's going to be Le'Veon Bell. He's going to shut down Le'Veon Bell.
It's going to be a big game. Sony Michel's going to have a big game, and I think it's going to be something like 38-7.
38-7. I've got it 42-10. Again, they put 43 points against Miami. Luke Falk, I mean, I can see them getting. I can see because
a garbage touchdown.
I can see some sort of garbage touchdown, maybe a defensive touchdown. But no, this is the Patriots steamroll to 3-0 before they go to face Buffalo Bills in Week 4.
Oh, baby, that'll be the Sky game, hopefully.
Well, it should be
3-0 versus 3-0.
Who knows the way that they pick the games? Look, Detroit Lions, Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, the mighty have fallen. The Eagles have been dying worse than Alar poisoning. Look,
well,
the Eagles,
they got decimated.
There's so many guys, the injuries. The receiving core is down. And you sort of wonder how they're going to be able to do this. All right, Detroit is 1-0-1. Here's my pick, and I'm going to throw it out there. Detroit wins this one.
Really?
Detroit wins
upset.
good. Detroit is going to beat them. I've got Detroit winning this one 21-17. This is my pick. This is my pick of the week. I think Detroit is ready for them.
It's not a bad pick. It's a very good Detroit. You know what? I think the fact that Deshaun Jackson's going to be out, I think this offense just has no identity right now. The fact that they're at home is good because Matt Stafford tends to struggle a bit more. You know what? I'm going to go with you on this.
All right.
I think
Jump on the Detroit
I'm
train.
even going to go off my... but this is such a game. I know Matt Patricia's going to blow it. But I'm going to go with you. I think you're going to be right. I'm going to say it's going to be... I'm going to say it's going to be 17-14. Real low
17-14, low score. But I mean...
I just think if Nelson Aguilar is your number one receiver going into this game, Darius Slay should be able to shut him down.
Yeah.
And I just think Detroit... Kenny Galladay's looked really good. TJ Hawkinson's looked good. Kerryon Johnson's had his moments. I think the fact this is just a big game for Matt Patricia. If he can go 2-0-1, it's a nice start, especially in that division, to win a game like this, which everyone expects you to lose.
Yeah.
Is such a Detroit thing, and then they'll come back next week and lose to like...
Oh, of course, yeah. No, yeah, they'll get thrashed.
I'm with you on this one. I think Detroit is upset.
Detroit's looking good. I think Kenny Galladay and TJ Hawkinson are going to have great days. Matt Stafford is just going to hook up with TJ Hawkinson, and Philadelphia defense is going to struggle with this. Philadelphia as well. Who's Wentz going to throw to? Where's he going to go downfield? And the one thing Detroit has done is shut down the secondaries. I look forward to this game. I think it's going to be a good one. Detroit, we'll probably have this on as well at Belushi's if you want to come watch it. That game will be on. Let's move on. So that's the first part. We're almost through the 6 p.m. games. One more in the 6 p.m. games. Where's Miami?
It's gonna be a shitty game.
Where's Miami Dallas?
This is Carolina.
Did we not talk about Miami Dallas? Is that or did they got?
Oh, we missed
Miami.
it.
We missed Miami
missed
Dallas.
it.
I was gonna say the 6 p.m. game. Miami
We
Dallas.
missed the Miami game. How could that happen?
We don't really talk about it, but I believe the Miami Dolphins could be the worst team in NFL history.
Yeah, I don't think that's a massive hot take.
No,
I think that's a pretty.
I mean,
I think everyone thinks this right now. It's just been.
Josh
It's
Rosen.
one of those things. But there was a couple of years ago, right, where the Jets. Everyone was just like, Jets are going to go 0-16. It looked like they were tanking.
Yeah.
And they started off 2-2, like, to start the season. Unfortunately, this is not that team. They're going to Josh Rosen now, throwing this poor guy. I'm actually going to cheer for Josh Rosen because I think he just keeps getting put in the worst situation after worst situation. He's got no chance of winning this. I think Dallas is just such a stronger...
21.5 points.
Yeah, like, I think it's such a better team. I think Dak is just balling right now. I think it's going to be a heavy go to Zeke. Getting thrown down people's throats. So I'm going to go Dallas to absolutely cruise to this one and be 42-13.
42-13. I have it pretty close. I have it 38-17. I think Miami. I don't think they're going to cover it. I don't think Dallas will cover this. It's one of those things where 21.5 points with Dallas. 21.5 points for Dallas? No way. And Miami, I think with Josh.
But that's the thing. If you're the worst team in NFL history,
you're going
to lose that.
You should, but I have them losing by, I've got it. So 20,
a respectable
21, not 21.5. The line before, it was a lot worse than this. Where is it? So we're now, what is the line now? The line is 22.5. So I still think they'll be within 22.5.
What if
Dallas is not a 22.5 team. All right, now we move to the next big games, 9 o'clock games. Here we go. First game, 9 o'clock. New York Giants, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Danny Dimes.
Yeah, the DJ is in the house.
Double D.
Danny Eli Dimes is dead. Sterling Shepard, will he be playing? Has he cleared concussion protocol? It looks like it.
I think he'll be all right. I think they said he'll be
And Jameis Winston, will he be able to find his comeback? The Giants are 0-2. Tampa Bay 1-1. Tampa Bay is 6.5-point favorites in this with an over-under of 47.5 points.
It's a real tough game, right? Because I want to believe in the Daniel Jones story that he's just going to step in and just start being Danny Dimes, pushing it across the field, saying "F you" to all the sofa analysts in the draft that were just laughing at the Giants. Even me, I was more shocked. I didn't know anything about Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
I wasn't good. But from someone who's experienced getting laughed at of who they've chosen as a quarterback, I'm always on board the Daniel Jones train.
Sure,
So
you always get laughed at.
I'm in.
Yeah.
So, but I think right now he's going on the road, his first game. I'm not going to be like there's a big difference between preseason and the NFL.
Yeah.
And going up against he was always going against people's second and third stringers.
Yeah.
He wasn't going against the number one defenses. So, unfortunately, I love Daniel Jones. I think I'm going to cheer for him, but I think Tampa Bay is going to win this. I think they're going to cover it. I think they're going to win about 28-20.
28-20.
So just covering it.
So I actually have a 28-24 for Tampa Bay. Jameis Winston, I think Mike Evans is going to have a hell of a game. New York Giants have a horrible defense, and that's what he's going to exploit. Yeah. Jameis Winston has the ability to exploit this defense. They can get the running game going. Saquon Barkley, I think, is going to lead the charge for the Giants, so they'll put up a lot of points. But 28-24, I've got this one. Still within the over, so at 52 points, but I don't think that Tampa Bay is going to cover that 6.5 point spread. Now we move to a team who, holy crap, what's happened to Carolina? 0-2, oh Carolina, as Shaggy used to say. Arizona 0-1-1. The over in this one, 46.5 points. Cam Newton, are you going to put on your big emotion hat? Which hat are you wearing this week?
Well, he's not wearing any because he's on the bench. Because he's injured.
On the bench.
So we got Allen, basically. Yeah. Don't even remember.
And Christian McCaffrey, who had a horrible game against the Tampa Bay last week. Abysmal. His Thursday night. So what's going to happen with them? And then you also wonder Kyler Murray, who's been a second-half phenom. He's tough, and it's.
I think you're going to see Kyler Murray get his first win this week. I just don't. I think with Carolina's offense, bringing in Allen as your quarterback. I watched him a bit in the preseason when they played Buffalo. And, he wasn't anything you aspire to watch,
Sure.
especially since they drafted Will Greer in the third round. I think it was the third round. So, and for him to not even be able to beat Allen over for the starting job must really suck if you're a Carolina fan. I think it's going to make it a lot harder for McCaffrey to get his yards. I think they're going to force Allen to beat them. And I just think with DJ Moore and Samuel as receivers, and I just don't see it happening. I think Arizona's at home. Kyler Murray's finally going to have his breakout game. I think he's going to win it pretty handily, actually. And I'm going to go Arizona 27-17.
Wow, big spread there. Look,
I'm going to go with Kyler Murray over Allen.
I'm going to go basically with Christian McCaffrey and the Carolina defense in this one. Arizona's just too inconsistent. Carolina is not going to want to go 0-3. They can't allow their team to go 0-3. Whereas Arizona, it's not a big deal. Carolina's going to come up with this one fighting for their lives, and they're going to. With the first quarterback, sometimes when you have a new quarterback coming in who wants to justify the team, I have Carolina winning this one 21-14. It'll be a low-scoring game. I've got 35 points in this one, but Carolina's still winning with a 7-point margin above the 2.5 points. Moving on to this game, hey, this will be a good one.
Texans-Chargers.
Texans and the Chargers. So we look at the Texans. Houston is 1-1. LA Chargers are 1-1. LA Chargers are favored in this one, or San Angeles, as I like to call them. 3 points, the 48.5 point over/under. Houston has struggled. And they had 6 sacks in the week 1 against Jacksonville. They struggled. Deshaun Watson, I believe, is hurt. If you look at the way he was playing last week.
Wow, he's just getting hit all the time. It's like the whole point of trading 2 first-round picks is that you're going to protect this guy.
And he is getting hurt. And I think he's hurt in this game, and I don't think his mobility will be good, and I think his zip will be off. We saw him great in week 1. But again, you're also facing now a Chargers defense that is phenomenal. The Chargers pass rush defense is really good. Yeah. So this is going to be tough.
It's a really tough game to pick, to be honest.
It's going to be a great game. We will also have this on at Belushi's. Come on.
I assume this is the...
it is not. The Pittsburgh Steelers and San Francisco 49ers is the Sky game at 9.
What?
Yeah.
Mason Rudolph. Actually, that'd be kind of cool.
It'll be an interesting game. I think it'll be good. It's Jimmy G. But for
this one, I think... Oh, this is a tough one. You know what? I'm going to go with the Texans to win on the upset on this one. I just don't know what to think of the Chargers right now. I think they Eckler's looked really good, but there's just something just not right about them. It just doesn't feel like they're going to be dominant. I think Houston's just one of those teams that just knows they have to win. They had that devastating loss against the Saints, which was just such a great game. Yeah. But I think Deshaun Watson's just such the better quarterback. I think he's going to just move it down with Hopkins. I think the running games looked really good with Duke Johnson and Carlos Hyde, which I think a lot of people did not expect. I didn't expect it to look that good. So I'm going to go with the Texans going on the road because you're never really on the road when you're in LA's.
No, exactly. Stadium. The hometown.
So I'm going to go with this to be 30-27.
30-27. I actually have LA winning this one. Houston has struggled. I think, man, if Deshaun Watson is hurt, this is going to be a real tough game for them. Whereas the Chargers and Phillip Rivers, their defense is coming together. Yeah, Phillip Rivers is starting to put it together. They're running game.
Detroit last week.
Detroit is.
They put up 10 points.
Did you not hear me? Detroit is not a bad team.
No, I'm not saying they're a bad team.
But I think they lost to Detroit.
But if you're a potential Super Bowl team like the Chargers think,
we'll see if they are. But
10 points on the road.
Houston will struggle. I have LA winning this one 28-24. I have 52 points. LA. easily covering by 4 points, but I have LA winning this one. They are at home, and the hometown fans will be so rabid. There's probably about 5,000 of them, and they'll all be working taco trucks.
It's free ticket and hot dog.
Yay! Come on in, Chargers. What did you say? The Clippers? No, it's the Chargers.
Yeah. Kawhi Leonard will be there. So
this is the 9 p.m. game on Sky. 9:25, I believe, is the kickoff. Pittsburgh Steelers. After that debilitating loss last week, they are taking on the San Francisco 49ers. The high-flying San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy G looked like crap first week. It looked like he was nervous. Week 2 looked really good. They've been putting up lots of points. San Francisco is favored by 6.5 points. Over under 43. San Francisco has struggled in Double Denim Stadium, Levi's Stadium. So it'll be interesting to see how they go here.
Double Denim Stadium is such a better name for
it. It is. Mason Rudolph. How about Vance McDonald as well? Will be able to put it together. And now Minka Fitzpatrick, obviously, has now joined. What will he do against Jimmy Garoppolo? Will he be picking off picks? Is Minka going to be the big success story for the defense? It's going to be a good game. This
is actually going to be an interesting game because I'm actually looking forward to watching Mason Rudolph just to see. He was a 3rd-round pick. I think he was highly touted. Some people said maybe he's a 1st-round pick, maybe an early 2nd, but it ended up going in the 3rd. Didn't really make anyone excited last year, but looked a lot better this year. So I'm very excited to see him because Big Ben wasn't moving the team that well. He suffered an injury, and I think if you're a team like Pittsburgh, you're kind of, in a way, even though you probably love Big Ben, you're probably kind of hoping this guy pans out because you're like, listen, we don't have to deal with
the future. Yeah,
it's all about finding the next quarterback, and Big Ben's 38 years old. Like,
never kissed a girl.
1 year left, probably at best. So I think actually this is a good opportunity. Minka Fitzpatrick coming in. I think this is a good opportunity for Mason Rudolph to come in with a good game. I think against San Fran they can beat them. I think San Fran. One thing going for them is they have an amazing front four. With Bosa. They're going to put so much pressure on him that I worry about how Mason Rudolph's going to handle that. Just being on the road. So I think, even though I really want Pittsburgh to win this on the road, I think just because a rookie on the road against that type of pass rush, I'm going to go with the home team. So I'm going to say San Fran wins it, but not in a big scoring game, like 20-17.
20-17. I have San Fran to win this. I think they're going to rely on the running game. The defense, while it has been okay for Pittsburgh, Jimmy G, I think, to look to sort of open up some lanes here for everybody. Pittsburgh will respond. I think Vance McDonald will have a great game. I think Connor will also have a good game. But San Francisco will win this one at home, 24-21, and then we'll go 3-0, and everyone will go so excited. This game also not on Sky, New Orleans versus the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle, holy lucky duckies, man. Andy Dalton torched them for 400 yards, and New Orleans defense, basically has been playing really good.
They're going to have to carry them now.
Teddy Bridgewater was not prepared last week. Taysom Hill has not been utilized, even though we've talked about what a great running threat he could be.
That's the question now. The question is, if Teddy Bridgewater starts struggling early in this game, do they pull the plug and just go with Taysom Hill? Have they been using him? I don't really know. Have they been using him more in practice? Because Taysom Hill seems like the more dynamic of the player. Unfortunately, he always gets it. He doesn't seem to ever do it passing. So but as a running quarterback, they can almost change the game, and they can bring this dynamic that makes it really hard to defend with a new fast running quarterback. Like Lamar Jackson last year was running for 100 yards in the game because no one really knew how to defend it because they hadn't seen it in how many since Michael Vick. So I think this is a really good opportunity for New Orleans. Unfortunately, I just think they're going to go with Teddy Bridgewater for too long, and by the time they make the change, they're already going to be too far behind. Because I'm going to go with Russ, who's looked great. Okay. They got the running game going. DK Metcalf's looked really good.
He's a good guy looking for fantasy.
Yeah, good. He's been a great replacement for Doug Baldwin. So I'm going to go with Russell Wilson because I love him, and he's going to win it. What's the score? 28-20.
All right, I have New Orleans winning this one. A lot of times what you'll find is, grab me a beer from the fridge, Ryan, because I'm going to explain this little point. Sometimes when you have a quarterback that's actually playing for justice and trying to avenge the death of a former comrade, thank you very much. Brought to you by Brewdog. Not actually brought to you by Brewdog. Yeah, but we really like it. You guys should really sponsor us because we really love Brewdog beer. And I've got Scottish heritage. So what I really like in this one is when you have a quarterback that has to step up, which Teddy Bridgewater will. Last week he looked like shell-shocked. But I really like them to do what New Orleans does best, which is mix it up a bit. I really think they can mix it up by using Taysom, by using Teddy Bridgewater to mix it around. It's going to be a tight game. Look, I don't see it's going to be, but Seattle's defense has been playing like crap, so there's time to score on them. But I do have this as New Orleans winning this one 24, Seattle 21. I think it's going to be a great game. It'll be on Red Zone. Fun to watch.
I have no faith in Bridgewater.
No faith. Let's move on to the next game. We have
this would be a great game.
Rams, Cleveland Browns. It's going to be on at 1:20 in the morning.
I'm going to watch it on Monday.
Who's going to stay up? Sometimes we stay up.
A lot of games I stay up for. This one is more of a good, get a good night's sleep, wake up with breakfast, and watch.
Watch what happens. The Rams 2-0. Luckily, I would say lucky for them to be 2-0. Cleveland 1-1. This is a 49.5 point over/under. Rams are favored by 3. LA survived the Carolina game. They got lucky, I think, in New Orleans when Drew Brees got hurt. Their O-line, Jared Goff does not have the kind of time he used to have. He is not a good guy at scrambling.
Yeah,
he had lots of things going on before, and Cleveland defense has been playing quite good. But has Baker Mayfield matured enough that he can actually lead this team to victory? And I don't know if I've seen this yet.
Well, that is the problem. Baker Mayfield hasn't looked as good. Neither is Jared Goff. So this is a real good opportunity because right now I think a lot of people are wondering what's going on with Cleveland because they were this Super Bowl darling. They have no offensive line, so Baker Mayfield's getting pressured. He's a lot less accurate this year. And again, like even in fantasy, he got like half of his points were on that one play for Odell Beckham. So he's not
that 89-yard chunk.
So he's not lighting the world on fire. Neither is Jared Goff. I think Todd Gurley hasn't looked the same. This offense hasn't looked the same. They're not, even though they had Cooper Kupp bouncing off a million guys to get into the end zone, they just haven't seen that impressive. I'm gonna go with Cleveland to win this game. Even though I don't have a lot of faith in them, but I think just being at home and how they got embarrassed at home last week is really going to piss them off. And I think they're going to play a bit more inspired football. So I'm going to say it's going to be my favorite score, 27-24.
27-24.
For Cleveland.
Cleveland. I have it the other way. I actually have it 27-21 for LA Rams. The Rams are going to go 3-0. I think that you're going to see a pretender because Cleveland has not really faced a good team like this. LA wants to shut this down. LA and Jared Goff. But Cleveland defense is going to put up some stuff. But the fact is, Cleveland has never faced a defense like the Rams. Aaron Donald, like we forget how quick this guy is.
Well, Aaron Donald's coming off a bit of an injury, but he's going to play, and he's still a game wrecker. And Drew Brees is thumbed.
This Rams defense, Cleveland has played. Tennessee, okay defense, but they've not played a real defense. And the Rams are going to come out firing. I think Cleveland is going to be stymied. They're going to wonder what the hell is happening. And, Baker Mayfield is going to be running around off his back feet a lot.
Yep.
He's going to make mistakes because if you chuck a ball into that secondary, they're going to pick it off. Here we go with the Monday night game. What do we talk about? The Bears. Chicago Bears at Washington. Chicago Bears are 1-1. Washington is 0-2. The point spread in this one is 4 points, jumping up from 3 points, 3.5 points. And the over-under in this one is dropped from 42.5 to 41.
Yeah, because the Bears should be favored. Bears should be favored way more in this than 4 points.
Well, Trubisky.
Because Trubisky, and I think that's the reason. Trubisky has really made this team kind of wondering who they're going to be. They're making every game close. I think even Washington, I think this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to probably potentially come down to the wire. The fact that Washington's at home. But I think Washington really needs to go to Haskins soon because right now, let's build for the future. Like, I'm sorry, but Case Keenum, that's great. He's playing all right, but he's not your future if you can't. You drafted Haskins in the first round. Get him in there. Get him his reps. Get him his real-time playing because right now you're just wasting. Actually, maybe not against the Bears team. Maybe it's a good thing. Wait 1 week.
Yeah, you don't want to kill your guy in the first week.
Now
would you like to be Khalil Mack?
Yeah, he's like, I actually coached my hamstring. I just pulled it. But I think the Bears are going to win this. I think we're going to see a little bit better of an offensive performance. I think Trubisky's going to have his best game of the year, which isn't saying much.
No, it's not.
I think he's definitely going to throw at least 2 touchdowns. I think he needs this game. So I'm going to go with the Bears 28-13.
28-13.
I think they're going to really take care of business.
I have it as an under, but I do have Trubisky showing up. The running game showing up as well. I have this a 24-14 victory for the Bears. Khalil Mack is going to put Case Keenum in a coffin. No, he's going to chase.
Well, that's why I mean.
That defense,
I
the defense is
finally.
Washington has never faced a defense like this. Because this defense, they might have to throw in Haskins just to throw the Bears defense up. But this is going to be a crusher. That is the podcast for this week. This is our week 3 preview. Come join us at Belushi's, Hammersmith. We'll be there on Sunday. Come see us, have some beers, have some wings. Folks, enjoy week 3.